Does it get cold or snow where you live? Well, you're in luck, because today we're going to talk about winter concealed carry. Hi everybody, welcome back to LocaCarnivore. We are your hunting, guns, and adventure channel for smart people, and you're smart because you're watching us instead of somebody like, I don't know, one of these golden pizza eating people or people that put Lamborghinis in choppers or whatever. You know who I'm talking about. At any rate, you're with us because you're smart, so let's get on with it. Now remember, you're going to want to stay for the entire video here because we've got great information throughout this video. And on top of that, we've got a humorous little zinger at the end of the video, which we always do, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that. Hey, share this video with everybody you know. Let's put this thing out there. Let's make this thing go viral. As we said in the opening bit, we're talking today about concealed carry during wintertime. It is very different than carrying in warmer conditions, summer, spring, even fall. Now, a proper discussion of winter carry requires us to look at 4 different areas. And the first one is going to be the guns for winter carry. Number 2, we're going to look at the ammunition requirements because there are different considerations than when people are wearing light clothing and you're carrying smaller guns. 3, we're going to look at the holsters and how you're going to actually carry the weapon. And 4, we'll look at clothing. And of course, the clothing will affect the holsters. You'll see how that goes. So there's going to be a little bit of overlap there. So let's talk about wearing gloves, because that is something that most people don't think about. Most of the gun reviewers out there, to be blunt, they live in warm climates, Arizona, down in the south, Texas, wherever. They don't get a lot of experience at 10 below or 30 below zero wearing a heavy gloves like something like this. So let's see what this does for the various pistol types. Now we could wear, and what I would recommend if you can get away with it, is a light contact glove like this. In the testing I've done, wearing a lightweight glove like this does not interfere with any of the gun types whatsoever. But we'll show you a few things here. Show you how the light glove works, and then how the heavyweight glove works. Now, first of all, and all the guns have been safety checked. Here's a 1911 pistol, 10 millimeter, one of my faves for carry, especially in the winter. You know I love 10 millimeter. So, do I get a good firing grip? Yep. Hands lined up right along the seam, right along with my wrist bone, so I've got a good proper firing grip. I can get to the safety, which is vital on a 1911, and I can get on the trigger with no problem. So let's look at some striker fired pistols. This is a Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 10 millimeter. Again, with the light glove, just fine on the trigger. Doesn't interfere with the reset. Proper firing grip. Glock 19, maybe not the best gun on the planet in winter carry because of the 9mm round, although we've tested 9mm is adequate, but I wouldn't call it good to excellent for winter carry. And you'll just have to tune into some of our videos that test the various 9mm cartridges on against our Frost Giant gel analog test. At any rate, with the Glock 19, this is a medium frame striker fire gun. Good alignment, plenty of reach to the trigger. Cock the trigger, there we go. Plenty of reach to the trigger. Fire the trigger. No interference with reset. If you like what you see here and you'd like to support us better, come and join our Patreon family. The link's in the description down below. And depending on your level of support, you'll get various wonderful things from us, including a valuable guide to hunting cartridges, which we know you'll love. Revolvers. This is a small Smith & Wesson J-frame revolver. Can get on the trigger just fine, good firing grip. Now, trigger, double action triggers with gloves, the gap here where the trigger meets the frame that opens up with the trigger at full rear travel can be a problem. Sometimes it can catch. See right there, it caught that, but see? So that could be a problem with the gloves. Let's try a medium frame.
Here is a good old, one of my faves, Smith & Wesson Model 65 357. It's a mid-frame revolver. Good firing grip. I can get on the trigger just fine. This has enough room that the finger's down far enough on the trigger that the glove, at least with a light glove, is not getting caught in that gap. So I'm not too concerned about that one. End frame Smith & Wesson is 44 mag. Again, large frame revolvers are a really good option for winter carry. We've already discussed that. But let's see what we can do. Good grip on the gun. On the trigger just fine. Yep. Again, there's enough room here that the trigger finger comes down far enough. Now, if you have larger, fatter fingers, that might be an issue, but for me, it's not a problem. I know you're watching us on the channel, but we have great content for you also over on our website, LocaCarnivore.com. Links down in the description there. And we have a store, yes, so you can get some LocaCarnivore branded merchandise, so we'd appreciate your support that way as well. Go ahead and comment. We'd love to hear from you. Those comments really help us to improve our content. Let's move to the heavyweight glove. This usually screws things up. All right, so this is a heavyweight glove. You would have to wear it in extremely cold temperatures, or you might want to have them on at any rate. So since we're here on the end frame, let's start with that. As you can see, it interferes with my firing grip. The frame is almost lined up with my thumb knuckle instead of in the V of my hand. I can barely get my finger into the trigger guard, and I can't get enough on the trigger to pull the trigger in double action. So that's out. Let's try a medium frame. Firing grip is better because there's less reach to the trigger. However, I still can't get enough finger on there. And what's happening is the padding of the glove is increasing the trigger reach because it's just basically moving my hand back away from that trigger, and I can't get on there. Now, if I had grips that, instead of these big Packmeyers that exposed the back strap, that might solve the problem for this gun. But as you can see, I can't get on there. How about the J-frame? It's just overwhelmed. I can't even get, nope, can't do it. Hey, if you're getting value from this video, do us a favor, give us a big like, that thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and go ahead and click on that little bell down there, ring that little bell so that you'll get notified of all of our future videos, and we know you'll want to see them. So let's try pistols. Going backwards from our previous order, Glock 19. I can get a decent firing grip. I'm just on the tip of my finger, just behind the tip of the nail is on the trigger bar, safety. But I can fire it. Does not interfere with the reset, so that's good. How about the big Smith? Okay, and Glock 20 would probably be, the Glock 20 though has a problem because it's such a big grip that it moves, the trigger reach is really hard. And right now, I'm just on the tip of my finger, right at the tip of my nail is what's on the trigger bar safety, but I can still fire the gun. Tried this with the Glock 20 and I couldn't do it. So, or it was problematic. Sometimes I could get on the trigger bar, sometimes I couldn't. So Glock 20 with big fat gloves, that's right out. Let's try the 1911. Alright, first of all, I've got a lousy firing grip for 1911. My thumb knuckle is almost under the beaver tail. I can barely get the safety. I can get into the trigger, but it's the definition on the trigger is really tough. You might actually have a negligent discharge with that. And just gripping the gun, it's going to be firing to the right because you can see it's not lined up in the V of my hand. So it's going to be automatically canted to the right a little bit. 1911 and gloves, they don't get along. The Army knew this back when the gun came out. It had the longer trigger on the original 1911. The original 1911 had this longer trigger like this gun does. And they found, serving in World War I, that with heavy gloves, again, it was difficult to fire the weapon. So with the A1, that's where you had that trigger that was much shorter. The trigger shoe is moved back quite a bit, about half the distance. That improved the use with gloves, but it reduced the proper geometry for pushing the trigger back in a straight line. So it kind of didn't help firing the gun accurately. So that's kind of the issues with the 1911 platform. With lightweight gloves, you're fine, but if you've got really heavy gloves, in my opinion, the 1911's right out. So we're pretty sure you got some good value out of this. So once again, thank you for spending your valuable time with us today at LocaCarnivore. As always, stay aware, stay safe, be kind, and we'll see you next time on LocaCarnivore.